Welcome in, everyone. Welcome to Community Distance Reiki. I hope you're doing well tonight. Happy New Year's Eve. If you've got some intentions for the new year ahead, or for closing out the year behind, or for anything around your health and well-being, we're going to start things off with a beautiful crystal grid built exactly to all of your requests. And after that, we'll transition into a beautiful 25-minute Reiki session. So if you'd like to learn more about me, my live online Reiki certification classes, if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one distance healing or tarot reading, or if you would like to shop my Reiki charged crystals, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com. It's linked in the description, as are all of my social media and my email newsletter, and I'd love to hear from you. So let's go ahead and we'll check on the chat, see what our requests are. If you haven't already put a request in, just go ahead and click the live chat button, type in any request that you feel comfortable sharing in such a public format, and I can either choose stones for you or you can request specific ones, whichever is the case for you. So let's go ahead in, say hello, and get into the healing. Awesome. So as usual, we're starting off with this mirror. This helps to reflect any kind of energy that we just don't need in our grid. We also have our copper here that helps to break up any blockages, as well as get the optimal flow of energy going. We have 3 stones in here to begin with, given some requests that we had outside of the stream. So the first is moss agate. This is wonderful for infections and illnesses, anything running wild through the body. Helps too with connection to nature, with any kind of psychological, like parts type work, higher self, inner child, and also feeling connected to spirit and unconditional love. We have pink tourmaline, which helps all manner of gynecologic issues, and it's also helpful for headaches and migraines, as well as nerve pain. Wonderful too for helping to break down a negative self-image and replace it with something better. And peridot, which helps with supporting good friendships and breaking bad habits. Also helpful for processing guilt, anger, jealousy, and really helpful with any kind of digestive ailment. So that is peridot. Awesome. Yay. Oh, I love all the requests. So we've got Renee, Flower, Empress, Janet, welcome in. Good to see you. Joanna, Violet Integration, Grace, Jenny, Lila Ray, and Chris. Okay, so let's dive on in. Let's see all of your requests. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Chris, I absolutely love your requests. Okay, cool. Good stuff. And Shell, welcome in. Happy New Year to you too. Okay, cool. So let's see where we are. Let's start with Grace, and definitely go ahead with requests for sure. We'll start with Grace's intentions for heart healing, weight loss, happiness, self-love, and a great new year. Love it. So let's do some heart healing. And hang on one moment. I'm just going to adjust the mic here. Okay, there we go. So let's see for heart healing. We've got some rhodonite. We've also got blue apatite, happiness. Let's bring in some fuchsite. Self-love will bring in amazonite. Okay, let's start there. So for healing a broken heart, definitely rhodonite. This is helpful whether you have lost someone and are grieving, or if you've had a relationship end, breakups, divorces, things like that. Rhodonite's also incredibly helpful when it comes to things like your lungs and anything autoimmune. So also asthma, as well as allergies, and super helpful for working through insecurities, as well as past pain from past emotional abuse. So we will bring in rhodonite. There we go. Amazonite is superb for self-care, especially for folks who tend to think of everyone else before themselves. This is one that can help to support self-respect and also the ability to receive self-care in a truly meaningful way. It's also really helpful for the spine and spinal nerves, so it's great for back pain. Helps too with just calming in general. Any kind of neurological stuff this is thought beneficial for. Of course, nothing I do here is a replacement for anything else. It's more like a complement to everything else. I'll be the first one to say I take medications, I do all the things that I feel like will help me, and I do all of this too. So not recommending this as a replacement for anything. But this can be really helpful on the supportive side. Definitely when it comes to taking care of yourself, Amazonite is a wonderful stone to have around to remind you of that. We've also got Fuchsite, which is the stone of fun, just fun for the sake of being fun. Reminds you to just let go and let that childlike part of yourself loose, that it can help to recalibrate and bring us back into balance. It's also really helpful for carpal tunnel pain as well as spinal alignment and sleep disturbances, but any kind of joy, fun, play, and for that matter, anyone doing any kind of inner child work, this can be helpful. So again, that's Fuchsite. And blue apatite can be helpful for weight loss or really any kind of new healthy relationship with food, like improving your relationship with food. So that may be weight loss for you, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a whole different way that you want to relate to food or the role it plays in your life. This is also a helpful stone for protecting your energy field and strengthening it, helping you to learn about your soul's purpose and have the courage to act upon it. And it's wonderful for inner peace and inner healing. So we will bring in blue apatite. So thank you for being here, Grace. I hope you have a beautiful year ahead. And I think I'm going to put in some beautiful year ahead stones. Let's see. I definitely recommend for everybody picture jasper. And I think this is definitely a response to a good year ahead. So picture jasper, which also goes as desert jasper. This helps with envisioning your future potential in the highest way possible. It helps you to kind of picture, brainstorm, envision opportunities or ideas and kind of start fleshing them out. It helps with seeing the big picture and encouraging new ventures, new adventures, either one or both. Helps too with removing hidden fears and also with travel and moving, especially if it's abroad, like a different culture, even a different language. Helpful too for quitting smoking, and I know there's a few of you working on that, so we will bring this in. So that is picture jasper, and that's a good choice for really everyone this new year. So let's go ahead and bring this in. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I hope that helps. Good to see you, Grace. Awesome. Hey, Lee, good to see you. Victoria. Little Tree, wonderful to see you. Okay, Lee, go ahead and leave your request for sure. Taylor, welcome in. Let's see. Oh no, Eva's not doing well. Okay. Okay, good stuff. We'll definitely bring support to that. I'm just looking through. I'm going to get everybody's request before we go live for sure, but I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Shell has a question. Can black obsidian be used in mirror magic? Heard a comment about it and was disappointed with this. I do believe crystals are positive. And crystals are generally positive. It's more a matter of, it's almost like anything is a tool. It can be used for the positive at any moment, but depends kind of what people do with them. The example I usually give my Reiki students is, you go to a restaurant and everyone has a knife at their place setting and no one thinks anything about it because we're eating. It's a tool we need for the job. So it's not surprising. But yet if we went downstairs to the subway on Broad Street line and we saw that same knife sitting on a chair, we would be rightfully a little bit frightened. And that's because of like where it is and how it might be used. So I would say things are generally neutral to good, but it's like how a person could use it. But yeah, I mean, mirror magic is like, it could be a good thing. This is mirror magic. Just the intention is that anything negative just not take residence here. So it can be good for that. It can be used for that in the way that lots of things can be used different ways, but it kind of depends on the intention of the practitioner. I hope that helps rather than confuses. Okay, good stuff. But yeah, let me know if that helps with your question or if it leads to more questions. I'm happy to help with that. Oh, lovely, Flower, you're playing the ukulele again. I love to hear that. And I did see you asked a question about where to get sujolite. That's going to be Rainbows of Healing, and they're in Pennsylvania. They're actually my Reiki teachers, so you can check out their website. You can definitely buy a lot of stuff on their website, and even on their Instagram, they have a lot of pictures. So I hope that helps. But yeah, I just typed Rainbows of Healing into the chat so you can spell it. You're welcome, Flower. Okay. All right, so let's bring in something to help you keep on playing, get into that creativity and music. Let's do azurite. Let's also do, for Ava, Chris's dog, let's do leopard skin jasper, and unakite. So azurite is really helpful, and you can see where it gets its name. It's azure blue. But this is very helpful with creativity and awakening the spiritual self. It helps with insight and intuition. It's also wonderful for breaking through blockages, energy blockages, as well as obstacles, just like obstacles that pop up in your life. Helps you to kind of power through them. It aids connection with our guides and connection to spiritual wisdom. And also it's really helpful for letting go of worries, and it can aid in kind of dispelling indecision, helping you to make good decisions. Wonderful too for spinal alignment, muscle spasms, as well as calming the mind during energy work or meditation. So that's azurite. For Ava, for Chris's dog, we'll do some leopard skin jasper, which is our favorite stone for doing any work with animals. It helps us to connect with our animals, to do optimal energy healing work for them. It also helps with feeling connected and close to our animal guides and guardians. It's a wonderful stone too for the skin as well as inner ear, so coordination and balance. So we'll bring this in. It's also one of the stones I recommend for calling in a soulmate. So that is leopard skin jasper. And for what she's dealing with, I'm going to bring in unakite. Unakite helps with the heart and circulation. It also helps with women specifically. This can help with any type of health issue or metabolic issue or hormone issue, all of those things being related, can aid with fertility and support through all the different phases in life, including prenatal and postpartum. So that is Unakite. There we go. So I hope that that helps. And let's also go to Violet Integration, productive year, protection, and attracting what's meant for you. Gotcha. So let's do productive year. And I did see a request for Bumblebee Jasper, and Bumblebee Jasper is excellent for having a productive year. This is a great stone too for mental focus and physical energy, as well as empowering and boosting manifestation. It can be wonderful for balancing energy in the body and for positivity, confidence, lots of motivation. So it's the kind of thing that gives you the energy and the desire to get it done, and it gives you the mental focus to get it done. This stone does have quite a bit of sulfur as well as arsenic in it, so do be careful. And protection, let's do... There's a lot of good protection stones. And attracting what's meant for you. There we go. So let's do, for protection, let's bring in some black onyx. This one, in addition to protection energetically and spiritually, this is a great stone for processing grief and also for helping to work through anxiety and fear and self-doubt. It also gives you quite a bit of confidence. It can aid in connection with the ancestors as well, and it's really wonderful for just spiritual protection and real-world protection. So we will bring it in. So that is black onyx, one of the protector stones that I like. I'm going to bring in some chrysocolla. This helps with encouraging us to follow our soul's purpose. It also helps with connecting with new ways of getting creative, which really can help unlock so much. Helping us to find new ways to express ourselves is huge. Wonderful too for making decisions that are in alignment with your soul's purpose and higher good. So I hope that this helps. So that is chrysocolla. And for attracting what's meant for you, chrysocolla will help a little bit there, as well as Bumblebee Jasper helps to boost manifestation. A big stone for manifestation is Herkimer. So Herkimer diamond has formed in the earth near Herkimer, New York in the US. And if you look at these 2 points, it forms just this way. This isn't cut this way. This helps with boosting manifestation and also just connection to spirit and intuition. Helps too with metabolism, but it's wonderful for all of the ways that we connect with spirit and hear that guidance. Helpful too for being in the present moment, as well as relaxation and for balancing disharmonious energy. So we will bring that in. So I hope that that helps with connection to everything that's meant for you this year, and I hope that it makes those messages coming through loud and clear. So all the best for you. Thank you, Violet Integration. Ava's in the ER. Oh, I'm sorry. Gotcha, Shell. Yeah, I totally get you. I'm very, when I do any kind of magical work, it's usually around me, like clearing a path for me, helping me to heal, helping me to grow rather than doing stuff to other people. That's just sort of how I do, but I'm not here to tell other people how to do. But yeah, I totally get what you mean. But bedtime for you, enjoy some rest. You'll definitely get some energy healing. Let's see. Oh, Renee. Okay, so we got your Bumblebee Jasper. Good stuff. And Janet, it's great to see you. I do this 5 times a week. You're always welcome here. And Joanna, it's wonderful to see you. Gertie and Hattie are napping on their big comfy cushion on my bed. And for Janet, peace of mind and healing of long COVID. I'm so sorry you're dealing with that. So let's see, peace of mind. Blue apatite helps with that, as does Herkimer to some extent too. Let's bring in Snowflake Obsidian. This is a great stone for calming overstimulation and balancing body, mind, and spirit. It helps with quite a bit of serenity and peace. Also helpful for cultivating a sense of hope after any kind of loss. It's wonderful for calming overstimulation and also helps us to relieve guilt and release feelings of guilt, as well as reorganize patterns and habits that are holding us back. So we can bring this in. It's also a great stone of clairaudience, and that's our spiritual hearing. So yeah, let's do that for now. Okay, so that's Snowflake Obsidian. That will help. And long COVID. Okay, cool. So the first one I want to use for you for long COVID, Janet, is going to be rutilated quartz. This is another one that helps with mental focus, as well as it's thought to focus healing energy to where it's most needed in the body. It's also really helpful, like I said, for focusing the mind. So in addition to that, if you feel very tired, very worn out, just kind of exhausted or like general malaise, this helps with giving you that physical energy to kind of boost back into life a little bit, helping you get moving again. So that's rutilated quartz. So we'll put that here and here. And green kyanite. So green kyanite is helpful. This is actually one of the stones that I was using when everyone had the Omicron variant, and a lot of folks said that it was very helpful for them. So I'm going to bring this in. This helps the throat, chest, lungs, the whole cardiopulmonary system. This will help Eva too. But it also helps with balancing the spiritual and the mundane parts of life, as well as connecting with plants and nature and gaining wisdom through intuition. So I hope that this is helpful for you. And if there's any like specific symptoms that are really big, let me know and I can put some support around that. But I think these will really help. There we go. Awesome. I'm glad that you are here. And Empress, welcome in. Agoraphobia and better mobility. You got it. Okay, so polychrome for mobility. So let's do mobility first with polychrome jasper. This helps to support healthy movement in all the extremities, but especially the legs and the feet. So it can help with that. It can also be really helpful with many of the things that we talked about with bumblebee jasper. This helps with encouragement. It helps to reignite your soul's passions. It breaks through indifference. It's very motivating. It makes you want to dive in and get things done and take a bite out of things. It also helps, like I said, with the joints and specifically with the legs and with encouraging physical movement and aiding mobility. So that is polychrome jasper. There you go. And for agoraphobia. So there's two stones that are really great with fears and phobias. There's a couple that are really good, but my two favorite are crazy lace agate as well as malachite. Malachite can aid with also physical pain. So this is one for arthritis, inflammation, any kind of physical pain. It's also thought helpful for depression and anxiety. And like I said, I take the medications I take and I do all the things. I don't med shame here. Do all the things you need to do. This can help support the things you're already doing. It helps too with processing really difficult emotions without getting stuck in them. So it can really help with leaving emotional pain behind so that you can better embrace your future. Helpful too with lots and lots of things around phobias, particularly fear of flying, but not limited to that. So this is malachite. So it can help with the direct phobia, but it can also be really helpful just in what it is as far as the emotional processing. And one of the stones that we've been working with a lot that's excellent for phobias is crazy lace agate. This was actually in my rock tumbler kit as a little girl, and here it is. So crazy lace agate helps with all kinds of phobias, especially fears and phobias of spiders, but like I said, all phobias. It's great for courage and inner balance, really helpful for confidence and energetic protection, helps with physically the skin, eyes, and speech. Chakras, it helps with the heart and solar plexus. So it gives you a lot of physical energy too, making you feel a little bit more lively and upbeat, and helps us to connect with energy of the past too. So that is crazy lace agate. So I wish you all the best with that. Keep me posted on how that's going. I can always research more stones on that too. Hey, Patty and Key, lots of love. You're welcome, Janet. Yeah, this was a tough year, Patty. Especially for you, though. Heart, I hope you're doing well. I'm so sorry I forgot to call you back yesterday. I'm so sorry. Hey, still not still. Good to see you. Awesome. Okay, so let me go back here. Empress TT. Needing healing for crown, third eye, sacral, and solar plexus. You got it. So we had one that's solar plexus, but we're going to bring in another. Crown and third eye. One I'll bring in is sugilite because we mentioned it already. Sugilite is very connected to the crown, the third eye as well, but particularly what they really mean and how they connect with everything. So sugilite is very connected with universal consciousness or the universal awareness, the interconnectedness of all things. So this is really a stone of enlightenment and the awareness of like what we put out into the universe, we throw back into ourselves too, that we are part of everything and everything is part of us. So that helps the crown and the third eye, but I know that we have a couple more stones that'll help that too. Sacral and solar plexus. Sacral, very much governed by or supported by carnelian. Carnelian is helpful for relationships, like how we relate to the world around us and the people in it, as well as the close relationships we have and the romantic relationships we have. This governs fertility, sexuality, sexual function. Also really helpful for healing wounds, colds, and allergies, and for bringing in a means of creativity, tapping into our creativity. So that is carnelian. For solar plexus, we have a couple good stones in there now, but I'm going to add some yellow calcite, which I think would be a good fit for tonight. It's a good fit for a new year coming up too. So yellow calcite helps with optimism and self-confidence and everything you would think to be aligned with the solar plexus, which is the center of personal identity, free will, prioritizing your wants, needs, and desires in life, and the place that is where you are separate from others, like your ness and what you bring to the world. It helps with breaking down boundaries, or helps with breaking down barriers to self-identity, and it really supports boundaries, the making of boundaries as well as the holding of boundaries. This also helps to, like I said, make priorities of what you want in life, and it's really helpful for releasing any kind of need for approval of others. So that's solar plexus, or that's a solar plexus stone, and that's yellow calcite. I definitely recommend this one for folks that struggle with self-confidence. This can be a beautiful stone for that. So that's yellow calcite. And let's see. Another one for crown and third eye, especially third eye, is iolite. This helps to support our intuition, especially our clairvoyance, and that's where we can see the future or see messages from spirit. That's visions when we dream, that's visions when we get energy work or meditate, or if we're using our eyes to scry or read cards. This will really help that. This is another stone too that can help with things like weight loss, fever, better sleep, and also money management. So it's a pretty good stone all around. Let's go ahead and bring in some iolite. And this is looking like it's going off on its own little journey here. Let's bring that back into alignment. There we go. Okay. So glad that you are here, Empress TT. Good to see you. MC Spiritual Healer, welcome in. I will totally get to that request. Oh, you forgot Sujolite. Sujolite's in there. Amazonite's in there too. And Crazy Lace Agate is in there, which I think Dell would appreciate. But we can always add more. Let's see. Oh, that's a good bunch of selections. And Chris, so much love to Eva. I'll continue sending to her too. Victoria, New Year intentions, self-love, self-care, healthy and loving relationships, and community. Gotcha. Now let's bring in some honey calcite. I think this is a perfect stone for today too. This helps with having optimism even when things are really challenging, but it also helps with attracting the best people into our lives right here and now. This is a great stone for balancing both the sacral and the solar plexus chakras. So that's the center of relationships and the center of self and personal identity and what you want in life. So this is really a great way to find people that are going to balance with all of that. Helps too with postmenopausal women, of which I am one. So definitely a great stone. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, just making a little bit of room. And self-love and self-care, Amazonite and fuchsite are both really good with both of those, and they're both in there. Let's see what else I can bring. I feel like a good one for that is aragonite. Yeah, here we go. So this is aragonite. This is a type of calcite that formed on the remains of mollusks. And it's very helpful for healing old wounds, cultivating emotional strength, and for speeding physical healing. It's good for clearing and healing all energy centers. It helps with balancing hormones and especially with relieving stress held in the body as tension. It's wonderful for the root chakra and the earth star chakra. So that's the root is basic needs, primal urges, fight or flight, things that do kind of come up in self-care to some extent, as well as the earth star chakra. And that's the enacting our soul's purpose, being able to make it actually happen, showing up in our life that way. And it's wonderful for calming an overactive mind, for grounding, and just in general. So this is one that can help you to like check in with those basic needs that you have and really make sure that you're cared for and you have all the resources you need to show up in life the way that you want to. So I feel like this can help with the self-care and self-love relationship too. So I'm going to bring that in. So that is aragonite. And it's spelled with an A, aragonite. And yeah, definitely community carnelian and the honey calcite. So glad to have you here. Happy New Year. Shell drained burning joints. And protection from getting drained. Let's do protection. We'll do red tiger eye. And for joints, we'll do howlite. So howlite is our go-to for joint pain, joint dysfunction, also for support of the skeletal system and even healing of bones. This is really helpful too on the emotional and mental side of things for anger, resentment, frustration. But yeah, anytime that it has to do with bones or joints, howlite is a friend along with polychrome jasper. So this will definitely help make it easier to get around and move around too. So that's white howlite. And for protection for any kind of malevolent spiritual work, my favorite is red tiger eye. Red tiger eye helps with protection from spiritual attack and psychic attack, all that kind of malevolent stuff, as well as the very mundane bullying and nastiness and all that kind of stuff that can come up from folks not dealing with their own things, basically. Whether it's sexism, gaslighting, whatever it is, whatever form it's taking in this moment, this helps to ward it off, and it also helps with the kind of grounding and calming bullies. But it's also helpful for manifesting financial abundance in a hurry. So if anyone is in that kind of a need, this is a great stone for it. And again, that is red tiger eye. So I hope that that helps, Shell, when you do see this. And, Lee Nico. So place honey calcite, got it. Tiger eye, crystals for finding new relationships, helping with ADHD symptoms, maintaining focus, motivation, financial abundance, and clearing third eye. You got it. So a lot of those we have already kind of in here, but let's bring in, definitely for financial abundance, let's bring in citrine. Let's bring in citrine and pyrite, because pyrite helps with the third eye too. And if anyone's not familiar with the chakras, the third eye chakra is the center of intuition and receptivity, the awareness of what's around us. It's basically everything that our human ears don't hear and our human eyes don't see. It's that other subtle sense. So intuition in general. So let's do, and focus and motivation, we've got a lot of good ones in there for that. Let's do some Super 7. Super 7 is good for intuition as well as working towards goals and intentions and plans and dreams for the future, which can help keep you on path. Thank you, Chris, for providing us with these beautiful Super 7s. This is also helpful for any kind of earth or ecological healing, as well as healing past lives type of issues and even healing karma. Wonderful for peace, harmony, unity consciousness, much like we talked about with Sujilite, that connectedness of everyone and everything. So this will also help with strengthening the aura or your energy field. Wonderful for empaths, as well as the third eye and intuition, regardless of how you connect, whether it's channeling, mediumship, telepathy, scrying, if it's clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, this can help in every way. So we will bring this in. So this will definitely keep you on course for your goals and help with that intuitive boost. So that is Super 7 for intuition as well as protection, if you feel like you need both, and I feel like both are optimal. Pyrite or fool's gold. This is also a stone that helps to, we feel like, attract financial abundance. Fool's gold attracts the real stuff, and also helpful for the lungs, fever, the brain, specifically memory and information recall. So very helpful stone if you're studying. And it's thought to be helpful for making the most of Reiki energy during a session. So that's very helpful. And citrine. This is my favorite stone for abundance. This helps with calling in abundance as well as making good financial decisions. It's also helpful for anyone that is dealing with any compulsions or addictions or anything like that. And that includes those of you that are quitting smoking for sure. This helps with also fibromyalgia as well as nausea and balancing logic with intuition. And I feel like that's kind of an underrated thing. For calling in intuition, it's nice to have that. It's nice to have that balance, using both sides of ourself to make decisions. So there we go. So that is citrine. And for ADHD symptoms, we have peacock ore or chalcopyrite, same stone. This is great for executive function. And that's something that you can struggle with ADHD, with certain types of PTSD, which I have, other things too. This is also a really helpful stone for birth and rebirth. So if you are neurodivergent, if you are kind of making a big change in your life, this is a lovely stone to work with. There's a lot to this stone. It brings a lot of wonderful energy. And thank you once again, Chris, for providing us with that. So yeah, let me know if there's anything else I can do for you, Lee. And Jenny, you said malachite. Malachite's in there. You're welcome, Empress. Okay, cool. Okay, good stuff. We always know that in every grid that we do, every time we do this, well, first of all, we're working with the collective energy that all of us are interconnected, that unity consciousness once again. And so there's also an Eastern philosophy of communal chi. We see this in China, and that is the more people come together for the same or similar intentions, the greater that intention is magnified, the greater the energy potential is magnified. And definitely we see that kind of happening, that there's a lot of overlap in intuition, in requests every single time we're here. And yeah, it's definitely seeing that tonight. I will bring in some kunzite for sure. Overcome grief from your breakup and sleep better. So we have rhodonite, which is great for overcoming heartache and heartbreak, especially a breakup. It's usually considered the the breakup stone or the divorce stone. But pink kunzite is also really helpful. This helps with attracting commitment-based love relationships, and also helpful with healing a heart after heartbreak, whether that's grief from a lost relationship or grief because someone passed. It helps both. This also helps with nerve pain, allergies, chemical sensitivities, mild skin allergies and itchiness, as well as sleepless babies and new moms. It's really supportive. Overall, this is the stone of compassion for others and for yourself, and is wonderful. Like, I always feel very close to the Kuan Yin when I hold it. Helpful too for dealing with toxic work environments too. So that is pink kunzite. So let's go ahead and bring some of this in. There we go. And for better sleep, let's bring in some labradorite. And I know I'm skipping around a little bit. I will get to everyone's requests. So labradorite helps with clairvoyance. So this will also help with the third eye requests, but wonderful for getting into better sleep, as well as detailed attention to things, whether you're looking for an error in a lot of data, or if you are researching or studying anything. This can help with remembering, and also kind of remembering even the little details. Helpful too for workplace harmony, customer service type things. Wonderful for discouraging disputes, like helping to calm those disputes down. And like I said, clairvoyance, all the things that are intuitive about how we see, like the pictures we see. So there we go. Okay. So I hope that helps. Will do, heart. So best thing for reflux is peridot, which is already in there. That'll help, but also Dalmatian jasper is really helpful for digestive stuff like IBS, Crohn's. I have celiac. But yeah, this helps with a lot of digestive disorders. It's black tourmaline in jasper. So black tourmaline helps to repel negative energy. This makes it an excellent stone for clearing your energy field. And I can't think of a better way to like wrap up a year than to deep clean our energy field. This also helps us to show up better in community, and especially if we're working with folks. This helps with cooperation and releasing cynicism and jadedness, because it helps clear the energy of past events. So that is Dalmatian jasper. So let's go ahead and put that here and here. So that's Dalmatian jasper. Let's get a couple of Chris's requests. So emerald, selenite, rose quartz. Emerald, selenite, rose quartz. We've got rutilated, we've got herkimer, we've got carnelian, moonstone, garnet, ruby, sapphire, okay, and everything else is in there. Awesome. So emerald helps with healing skin and body tissue in general. It's an excellent stone after injury or surgery. It also helps to reinvigorate our passions for life. It's great for bronchitis, upper respiratory infection, lungs, all of that stuff, as well as restoring confidence around our appearance, particularly things that we're really sensitive to, kind of like our Achilles heels of how we feel about ourselves. So we will bring in emerald. Next is green aventurine. Green aventurine is helpful with boosting our vision of our soul's potential. So if you heard me talk about picture jasper and that kind of piqued your interest, this is helpful too. This helps to boost the way that we see ourselves, especially for people who tend to think small of ourselves. It also helps allergies, heart rhythms, eye problems, fertility. And it really, if you're struggling with like, I can't do that, or everything here is just like out of my level of ability, it's beyond my ability to learn this, to do this, etc. Green aventurine is really encouraging. So it kind of helps you with that, well, maybe I can kind of attitude, which is a good step in the right direction. So that's green aventurine. Garnet is helpful for courage, creativity, practicality, using your time wisely, thinking about the best ways to get things done, whether you're looking at something brand new, or if you're looking at something you've done for a while and are now kind of reevaluating, like, hey, maybe there's some new techniques or new technologies I can bring into my processes. This really helps. It also helps with organization and finding balance in changing times. And I don't know of a time that isn't changing, but it certainly is a very changing time now. So there we go. So that's garnet. Ruby goes with garnet so well. This is a stone that boosts our courage to be ourselves. So this helps also with management and leadership qualities. It's helpful for love, fertility, fibromyalgia, wonderful for releasing fear, especially fear that's holding you back in life. So this might actually be good for flower as well. It helps with stopping nightmares. It aids financial stability, and it's also helpful for making decisions. So that is ruby. Sapphire helps with channeling and mediumship. If you do any of those types of things, if you do those for other people, this can even help you get the messages in a way that will be the most helpful to your querent, like figuring out how to explain your impressions in the best possible way. Wonderful too for protection and healing of the ears, the eyes, and the thyroid. And it's thought really helpful for people with dementia, as well as those who care for and about them. Helpful too for connecting with your angels and your higher self, as well as your spiritual guides, and envisioning positive outcomes when it feels like it's hard to see a positive outcome. This is one that'll help you to keep envisioning that. So that's sapphire. Moonstone helps with connections to all of the cycles and patterns and rhythms of life, but it's also one that can be really helpful with connection to the divine feminine, types of healing and spirituality, like practices and teachings that date far back into ancient times. Wonderful for protection of women as well as travelers, and for intuition, gaining knowledge, attracting love, as well as trusting divine timing. So that is moonstone. Let's actually put that under our sapphire here. Go. So that is moonstone. And selenite is a stone that I use so much. I actually have a big piece of it just south of the grid, always when I run the crystal grid. It helps to keep a nice, clean spiritual space. These are a great way to clean your crystals. Just put your crystals on a piece of selenite for a few hours, totally clears their energy. As a stone all by itself, it helps to reflect nothing but pure white light, which helps to clear the energy of your energy field, of the space that you're in, and it's wonderful for connecting with your spirit guides and your angels. So that is selenite. And we've got some rose quartz. This is one you're likely very familiar with. You probably even have a piece at home. But rose quartz is a stone that can help to replace the emotional energy when we feel like emotionally depleted. This is also one that if you're working towards new evolved versions of relationships, if you're still learning that you deserve unconditional love, rose quartz is a powerful stone to help you start to achieve that. So let's go ahead and bring this in. I'm going to put it right underneath our rutilated quartz. There we go. There we go. And thank you for being here, Chris. All the best to you and Eva. Hi, JS. Good to see you. Welcome in, Hades the cat. Oh, you do believe that Hades the cat is also one of your children? Well, welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. Let's see. For Patty, let's put in some, we've got red tiger eye. We'll add some tree agate, septarian, chevron amethyst, epidote. Let's start there. So epidote is helpful for recovering from injury and illness. And it's also helpful for things like Parkinson's. Wonderful for the nervous system as well as the skin, connecting with the fairy realm. And this is one that I've often worked with when I'm dealing with like negative self-talk. If the way that you talk to yourself is worse than you would talk to someone else, definitely epidote's a stone to help set that intention towards being aligned and gentle and supportive to yourself. So that's epidote. Chevron amethyst helps with all kinds of degenerative issues, whether it's degenerative disc disease or neurodegenerative, something like MS. Either way, this is a helpful stone. It also helps with tolerance of others and with clairvoyance, so opening up the visual channels and things like shamanic journeying and any kind of visionary work, visionary meditation. So let's go ahead and bring this in. Go. Tree agate is sacred in Ayurveda, and it's known to balance the entire energy system, from the bigger parts of that system, the chakras, to the nadis, which are the tiniest little tributaries that carry energy throughout the body to support all of our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual functions. It's also helpful for calming emotional and physical nerves and dissolving the ego. It helps with opening up to inner peace. It also helps us to notice, heal, and move on from the negative habits, beliefs, and patterns that we tend to keep repeating. This helps us to break that cycle. Wonderful for making new connections and for also improving harvest. This was often credited with improving harvests. So that is tree agate. Next is Septarian, which helps muscle pain as well as healing wounds. Really supportive for the solar plexus chakra, the center of self and personal identity. This helps you to do some of the work that we just mentioned with tree agate, like going deep into it's often called shadow healing. That's where we go to the parts of ourself that are the hardest to identify and deal with, and really kind of face our own inner demons so that we can work through them and let them go. Also helpful for like identity crisis and just being present while you do that important work. So let's see where we should put you. Let's put you here and you here for now. Azurite's already in there. Bloodstone, dragon's blood, desert rose selenite, and green onyx. Desert rose selenite. Awesome. So desert rose selenite is another stone that's helpful with healing for animals and with making lots of big life changes through small, consistent showing up, small, consistent efforts, paying towards a larger goal. Wonderful too for refining ourselves after any kind of big change or a significant loss. Helps too with upset stomach, so maybe this will help heart quite a bit. Helps with acne, eczema, fighting viruses, as well as men's health. And this is often thought helpful for real estate and paperwork regarding to real estate. So if you're looking to move, if you're looking to settle something, desert rose selenite can be really helpful. So let's put that here and here. Green onyx is excellent for grief and sadness, whether it's loss of someone through passing on or loss of property in a fire, loss of a relationship, all of the above. This also helps with making decisions and moving forward despite the emotional pain you might be in. And it's even helpful in cases of like emotional shutdown. It's really a high vibrational supportive healer for deep grief and sadness. So let's bring this in. Let's put this in right behind desert rose selenite. Dragon's blood helps with grief and loss. It's much like malachite. It helps us to get through those really deep feelings without getting kind of stuck in a negative grief place. Feeling the grief is natural. It's normal. Getting stuck in it, this can help. This can help a lot. Also helpful with the strength and courage to change, learning from your mistakes, and having patience with yourself, which are all super helpful. Any type of self-improvement work you might be doing, that's helpful. Wonderful too for supporting the immune system as well as the nervous system, and it brings in a lot of optimism, happiness, and wisdom in general. So that goes by dragon's blood or dragon's stone. Bloodstone is very helpful with sort of like another emotional stuff hits the fan type stone. This helps with serious, significant emotional hits. Also helps with like lifting despair, bringing a lot of emotional stamina to long-term things like long-term grieving or like a long, messy divorce. This would be a good stone. Helpful too for self-confidence and relieving kind of like a self-doubt and despair, and helpful too for quieting your mind during meditation and energy work. So let's bring this in. Let's bring in bloodstone. There we go. And got all those. Let's definitely bring in some aquamarine. Oh, awesome, Chris. Happy New Year to you too. JS, intentions going towards what you want in the new year, and it already is New Year's where you are. Okay, let's see. Going towards what you want this new year, so. So I got picture jasper in there. I got desert rose selenite, which helps with like all the many steps towards something big. I'm going to bring in some celestite. This can help with discernment as you move forward too. So this is celestite helps with connection to our angels. It also helps with how we relate to pain, because it definitely works on the crown and third eye chakra. But this helps with discernment, understanding the messages we get along the way, and understanding what's mental, what's emotional, what's logical, etc. But yeah, wonderful for connecting to your guides and guardians. This can help with stepping into what's important to you this year. So that's celestite. Okay, and aquamarine. We have that. Let's see. Let's bring in some mookaite for JS too. Mookaite is really helpful with accepting change and accepting what is and making decisions. This is also really helpful for motivating you forward with your intentions. It helps too with like embracing that adventure sort of mindset that you kind of need to jump into what's important to you. Helpful too for an immune boost, digestion calm, so it'll support heart, and wonderful for bladder pain, thyroid, bloating, and also circulation. But yeah, also helpful for connection to the earth and nature, very grounding. But yeah, I feel like this will be a good one for helping like make those decisions with that sense of adventure behind you. So let's go ahead and bring that mookaite around. Mookaite also goes by the name Australia jasper. Something for Jenny. Malachite is already there. And is there anything for a clear slate? A grenade? The best ones for leaving behind the past are malachite for sure. And also dragonstone. Let's bring in some sunstone. This will also help with flowers, intentions, and I think a few of our intentions. Sunstone helps to greatly expand our vision of who we are and what we can be. And it also helps with standing out. You know, we also, by the way, one of my suppliers sent me some beautiful gifts. Sunstone, gem quality sunstone. So pretty. Yeah, this is the kind of quality of gemstone that you could put into a pendant or earrings or something. So this aids in marketing yourself, putting yourself out there, being recognized, seen, and noticed, helps with lots of career opportunities, and it's also excellent for phobia support. So lots of love to flower for that. But yeah, lots of encouragement, lots of like, you can do this, lots of being protected against things that would be exploitative too. So let's put that in there. So that is sunstone. And aquamarine. Oh, good. I can hear lots of fireworks. There we go. So aquamarine helps with body fluids, the teeth, the gums. It's exceptional for forgiveness as well as deflecting immature, petty, spiteful, jealousy type behaviors in others. So we jokingly call it the anti-Karen stone, but it also helps with bringing about justice, like may justice prevail kind of vibes. So let's go ahead and put that here. And let's do for a clean slate, let's bring in some shungite. This deep cleans our energy field and it also helps with healing and recovery on the tissue level, like skin and such. It also helps with releasing stress, emotional pain, and energy blocks. So yes, let's leave it behind. Helps to deep clean the energy field and also helps to protect against electromagnetic sensitivities that some people feel and some people don't. So let's bring this around. That can kind of help clean the slate. And also for JS, and I think a few of us, for going after what you want this year, definitely picture jasper helps too. But we talked about aragonite. This is aragonite with blue Caribbean calcite. So again, aragonite is balancing root chakra, physical needs, vital urges, prioritizing your path forward, prioritizing your soul's purpose, that kind of stuff. The Caribbean blue calcite is more soul star chakra. So that's even above the crown. That's where we can access the highest possible version of the events forward that's possible. So this will make it easier for you to know where to be, who to reach out to, that kind of thing. It's almost like when you just know you need to introduce yourself to that person or go to this thing. That's the energy center that's very aligned with like, oh, my soul's purpose is pulling me here. So this balances both of those centers. So I'm going to bring this in for helping you get to where you want, but also in a really big way, helping everyone to connect with their soul's purpose and feel comfortable, like bringing it forward, having the guidance and the motivation necessary to do both. So I hope that helps. Awesome. And with that, I think we're ready to go into the healing. Hooray! So, hey everybody, if you're new here, I'm going to quickly explain what Reiki is, how it works, how to get the most out of your session. And while I do that, it's really helpful if you lift the energy where you are, and that's super easy to do. Just simply take a deep breath in and out and think of the things that you're grateful for. And while you do that, if you feel so inclined, if it's not too private, go ahead and enter those things into the chat. We'll super celebrate each other's gratitudes. And after I finish explaining what Reiki is and how it works, I really thought that was going to be a sneeze. But after I finish explaining what Reiki is, we're going to hop right into that session. So thank you for being here. And yeah, let's see what you all are grateful for and let's learn about what Reiki is. So thanks again for being here. If you missed it at the top of the stream, my name's Danielle Stimpson. And if you want to learn more about my online Reiki certification classes, if you want to schedule a one-on-one distance healing or tarot reading, or if you want to shop my Reiki charged crystals, head on over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com. All of the information is there. You can also find that link in the description, as well as all my social media and my email newsletter. So what is Reiki? Well, Reiki has become more or less a catch-all term in the West for energy healing. Specifically, I work with what's known as Usui Reiki. And Usui Reiki is a method created by Mikao Usui in the early 1920s of Japan, at a time where teaching anything that could even be misunderstood or misapplied to a religion had strict consequences. So this is a very deeply spiritual practice, yet it is completely secular. And I think that's why we love it so much in the West. So for the concept of energy at the foundation of this practice, for that we're best to look at Shintoism, the indigenous spirituality of Japan that still to this day greatly impacts their culture and society. And in that system of Shintoism, it's thought that everyone and everything is interconnected, and that spirit, in this case, however you define it, provides this soul-affirming, soul-sustaining life energy. Reiki actually translates to spiritually guided soul energy in Japanese. And essentially what I'll be doing today is connecting to that energy that's already a part of all of us, and essentially connect to it and direct more of it to you, wherever you are and whenever you happen to be watching this. It's thought that this energy already supports your body's resiliency on all levels, and your body already knows how to work with it. So essentially during the session, you may have some physical sensations, some emotions may rise up or get released. You may be able to hear your kind of inner voice. You may be able to logic your way through some things that have been really heavy on you lately. You may get some deep spiritual clarity or intuition. You may also have a deeply healing nap, and that is very much encouraged. So there's no wrong way to enjoy your session. You can lay down or sit up, eyes closed or open, and just be. You can also stretch, move, bend, do some yoga, journal, whatever feels good for you right now. This is your sacred time. But I generally encourage you to just get cozy, get comfy, close your eyes and just enjoy and see how it feels for you. As I send this energy to you, the session will last 25 minutes, during which time the lights will turn down and you'll notice that they move slowly and gently from one color to the next. At no point will they flash or strobe. And I will turn the music up. If you enjoy the musical accompaniment, definitely check out the link at the bottom of the description so you can learn more about our musical creator. She's another amazing content creator here on YouTube. And at the end of that 25-minute session, you'll hear my voice welcoming you back to ask any questions or share any impressions that you had that you feel inclined to share. So just so you know, whenever you happen to be watching this video, if it's already happened live, and for those of you who are here live, you can always go to the past healing live streams playlist, because Reiki is not limited to the same limitations that I am. I can't be in more than one place at one time. Reiki is everywhere all the time. So whenever you're watching this video, it's absolutely here for you. You don't need to focus on anything. You don't need to keep your mind silent. All you need to do is be open to the energy, and by being here, you already are. So thank you for being here. Like I said, I'm here live 5 times a week. You can drop in. The schedule is in the description, or you can feel free to just hang out and watch the pre-recorded versions, whatever works better for your schedule. But I absolutely love, adore being here for all of you, and thank you for being here, and have a wonderful new year. So let's go ahead into that grid, take a closer look at it, and get into the healing. Okay, so let's put this back in. We've got our septarian. We've got one little empty spot there. I'm going to go in and put this piece of clear quartz, which is carved into 2 fish. The 2 fish of yin and yang, the flow of optimal energy in the body. so that things keep flowing and moving optimally all year long. Balance, harmony, wisdom, love, all the good things. The symbol of the two fish is a big deal in China, and that's where that was hand carved. And this is a piece of manifestation quartz. So consider this almost like a birthday candle on the grid. So feel free to take any specific intentions or requests that you have, either for what you're leaving behind in this year or for next year and new year. You can go ahead and put it right on this manifestation quartz. Thanks again so much for being here. I will be back tomorrow. I'm not usually live at all on Mondays, but being that it's New Year's Day, 1 p.m. East Coast US time, I'll be doing live tarot readings. So if you have a couple of burning questions, you can drop on in. It'll probably go for 2 to 3 hours. And then at 6 p.m., we're going to be doing another round of this, crystals and Reiki. So if you happen to make it to either one or both, that would be awesome. And yeah, it's great to have you all here. Happy New Year. Oh, you got your disability approved. I'm so glad for you. Yay. Grateful for cats. Absolutely. Oh, Sue, it's good to see you. Lots of love to you. Lots of love to Dexter. Oh, lots of love to everybody in your home. Lots of love to Greg. I hope he's healing well. Awesome. So everybody enjoy your session, and I'll see you all in about 25 minutes. I invite you now to take a deep breath in and out. Slowly come back to your body. Move your fingers and toes. You can feel free to go coast back over into sleep at this point if you want, or head on into the chat. You can put any questions or anything you feel to share. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. It's an honor to spend New Year's with so many of you. I'm so grateful that you stopped by. You're so welcome, little tree. Flower, little tree, and Hades the cat. Lots of love to all three of you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Sue and Greg and Dexter. Happy New Year. Jenny, Happy New Year. Oh, heart, absolutely, and same to you. Same to you and your family. And thank you. I'm glad, Jenny. It felt nice, too. I felt nice giving Reiki. You're welcome, Flower. So tomorrow, which is Monday, the 1st, 1 p.m. East Coast U.S. time, I'll start throwing some tarot cards out, answering questions randomly from folks in chat. We'll do that for 2 to 3 hours, depending on how it goes. And then at 6 p.m., we're going to do another round of Reiki and crystals. So definitely feel free to jump in for one or both. Oh, thank you, Janet. I'm so glad you were able to join us tonight. It was wonderful to have you, and I'm so glad you're here. Oh, Empress, absolutely. You're so welcome. Thank you. I hope you and your family also have a wonderful new year. And you go enjoy that grub. I know I did. I indulged a little bit. I made myself a gluten-free pizza for dinner, and it was really nice. I don't usually do, like, flowers and elaborate stuff. But it felt like a good night to do something fancy. Oh, and it's so wonderful to have so many of you here too. Thank you. I've got 2 little kitties in the living room, and I'm sure at some point they will start yelling at me for food. And yeah, for anyone, if you, it looks like a lot of you have hit that like button. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close with an abundance of gratitude for all of you. I am here 5 days a week, same days, same times, and then extra on holidays. I'm not usually here on Mondays, but I'm here tomorrow because it's a holiday. Ooh, vegan pizza. That sounds good too. Mine wasn't vegan, but it was gluten-free. But everyone have a beautiful rest of your evening. Happy New Year's. I hope to see you all again soon. Take care and bye for now.